afraid to cough or sniffle.
That is the perfect way to start this podcast, guys. Our quarantine edition.
Welcome back to the Fresh Mondays podcast. This is Quarantine Center Marley Amaro. This is your girl Marley. I'm here also with the lovely and amazing
Diana. I'm all the way here in Miami, and I'll tell you our version of our quarantine, and I would love to hear the Boston version.
Yeah, we hope you guys are all doing well.
Yeah.
You know, we figured this, we have stories to tell you and why we've been a little bit laid back, missing moments, calls and things like that. And there's just a lot happening.
Right.
And there's a lot to kind of take in, soak in. So we hope everyone is doing well. We hope everyone is safe.
Right.
If that's the correct word to use, not to be scary in a sense, but we hope everyone is safe and with family or with the ones you love or in a good space, with food. With food is important.
Okay, let's start with scary.
Let's get it
Marley.
started. Go ahead.
Let's
You want
start
to
with
start
scary?
Scary? Okay, and then the light of this later.
Right. Let's start with scary. Okay, I can kick it off. So, of course, I'm from the age group, much like everyone else, that we were like, oh my God, this is the media. This is the media. Guys, relax. All right, relax. Let's take it easy. Let's not jump to conclusions. I'm definitely part of that generation of people, right? It's like there's a culture within us that we're like kind of like relax. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Then I obviously started to grow more concerned when, it started to come more into our areas, you know what I'm saying? More into, our cities, our neighboring cities, you know what I'm saying? So you started to say, hey, okay, maybe I should listen to the news a little bit more, you know what I mean? But however, I still wasn't like panic mode, but I feel like I drank the juice, man. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid at this point. Cause it's like, I'm feeling like, yo, this shit seems really serious.
Are you in, so there's some people who are in panic, hysteria, fear mode, like there's variations of modes, right? In my opinion. Are you in I'm taking precaution? Are you in I'm fearful? Are you in hysteria, panic? Like, where are you in that state?
I am where I wear medical gloves to go to the supermarket stage. I'm not in the stage of I don't go outside. I'm not in the stage that I don't want to be around other humans. I'm not in that stage. I'm just in the stage like in places that I'm going to consume food, and there's a lot of people in here, and a lot of people are touching things that I'm going to be touching, that, picking up vegetables that they're going to put back down. That's a lot more contact than I would prefer right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I wore gloves the last time I went to the supermarket. That's where I am. I'm not in a sense thinking that I'm going to like drop dead if I catch, a virus, but I would rather not have to go to the hospital right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, It's just, that's where I'm at.
So for me, it became real when the contract that I work for sent us home to work, gave us the monitors, gave us the computers. So my birthday was a few weeks ago, and I knew it was happening through my birthday. Like, the talk about it was around. I do have a family member who lives and has been living in Italy for over 10, 15 years. So those, we were informed in a sense, and still have a daily contact via WhatsApp. So to have an idea of what's happening.
Right.
But my senses were up around that time, and it wasn't until work said, hey guys, so you're going to be home for 30 days, where my heart dropped. And as most of you know, I have not been like full-time in a while.
Right.
I've just been doing contracts and things. And so my heart dropped, and I'm thinking I'm about to lose this job.
Right.
And that's when it became real. Now, I've never reached fear or panic or hysteria, but I do have my spidey senses up to like 10, where you're noticing the little things people do, right? The little germy kind of things.
Yeah.
Like you kind of get whatever. And I do always have like a cough or a sneeze, so that makes you a little bit fearful. But I will say I have not walked out with gloves or mask.
Right.
I have been spraying down everything, Lysol everything. When I come back in the house, I've always washed my hands, like repeat, like germophobia kind of thing. So I'm trying to keep that same consistency in my life so that I don't induce the anxiety that will happen
Right.
if I start implementing mask and gloves or scarf
Right.
and protection
I
and
mean, to be honest with you, I now realized also, like you mentioned, it's like a lot of this stuff should have been things that should have been done previously.
mhm,
And I mean that. Like for example, I live in a very populated area of Miami. Very
mhm,
populated. So when I'm in the supermarket, it is an hour. You know what I mean? Because in this particular area that I live in, this neighborhood I live in, a lot of people already cook from home because there's a very Latino environment. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
So there's like families around here. So everybody goes food shopping often to cook at home because that's the economic class. You see what I'm saying? So now that that's already part of the culture here with the panic, the supermarket is forget it. You know what I'm saying? So in that environment, yo, trust me, if it wasn't for the fact that it's that there's providing people food, like that shit would get shut down because it's so crazy packed in there. Like it's like all the rules are being broken right
broken,
now
and not
because there's
because there's
mad
like
motherfuckers in
35
the
of
fucking
us in
supermarket.
here. We're
35?
over the
You
limit. No,
kidding me,
no,
honey? There's like 75 people. I'm not bullshitting you. There's mad people in the supermarket. And you're like, all right, well, and in this environment, I am conscious of the motherfucker sneezing. You know what I'm saying?
isn't
Like
it
this is
interesting how people are now interacting with each other in the supermarket,
right,
where everyone you could feel the energy from everyone because everyone's there
right,
with that same purpose, right? Everyone's there for survival of the fittest,
right,
almost energy when they're in those supermarkets. Is what I've
right.
noticed as well. Everyone's
Hmm.
very, very much like moving really swiftly, really hard, right turns to avoid that person. And
No
you're
good
not,
mornings, no how
no,
are yous.
no, no, no,
Yeah.
no. And it's
Hmm.
beautiful outside here, let me tell you.
The weather.
The weather has been fantastic
It's
for
like
such,
spooky pretty.
right. Like,
Hmm.
yes, spooky pretty is very
Hmm.
much it. Like, it's
Yeah.
too beautiful to be true.
Like what's going on right now? Like this
It's
is like
45 and the sun is blazing on us. And we'd be like, yo, let's go for a walk.
hmm
Like, that's all you want to do is like, I need to be outside in
right.
soaking this in. Um, yeah, it's just a very interesting thing. But the people not, how do you feel about the people who don't follow the directions?
My thing is this. Okay. I
And by
think that at the
directions, I
end,
mean the crowds, the social distancing is, I guess, the word, but like isolate or keeping yourself being, yeah, those who aren't following these directions.
I think social distancing is not really a bad idea right now. I get it that, people don't believe everything that they're being told, but I think the least you could do is kind of just lay low. You know what I mean? Like bare minimum, lay low. You see what I'm saying? I know it's tough, but where are you gonna go? Everything is closed. At least here, every single restaurant, every single
Everything.
bar, everything is closed. Every gym, like nothing is open. So it's like, what else is there to do? You know what I mean? Like just chill
Yeah.
out.
And you don't have to, like, people throwing these underground clubs is what I've heard of. I've heard of people, you know, block parties, house parties, things like I get it. Just like we said before, you don't believe it at first. Like, you think it's all just media hypeness. It is
Hmm.
all conspiracy. If you want to have a conspiracy theory, fine, so be it. But yet there's a little form of selfishness included in that within yourself. When you decide, I'd rather just be in this group setting instead, when you gotta be honest, you don't know how dirty people are. You don't know who people be around who. You don't know these interactions that happen. If you're going outside, imagine what that person was doing before they were outside with you,
And I'm gonna be
outside
honest,
elsewhere.
there's a lot of people that might have it and irresponsibly are still around others. Like it's not about everybody doesn't have the same habits that you do, and that comes down to everything in life. You see what I'm saying? So you don't know how people go about their day. There's people probably right now that are eating off the floor because they're homeless and they're being exposed to something that they have no control over because that's their lifestyle. But then if that person gets on the bus with you,
Hmm.
what you gonna do? You see what I'm saying? It's not
Yeah,
about you being a bad or good person. Just stay your ass at home because at
yeah.
the end of the day, like this is take a L for a little while. Like that's what I think. Just take a L for a little while.
Just
It's
take
all
a
right.
seat.
It's all
Like,
right.
it's not that bad.
I truly can't stand it. I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't like this restriction. Of course, it's not fun. It's only been a week, and America's like we're going crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Lost all self control. it's maddening. But to me, like, I talked to my cousin in Italy, and they're just like, we still go to the bakery
Que
because that's
será,
food.
será.
No,
Hmm.
no, no, because that's their food source, right? So they still
Hmm.
have these interactions with local things. We don't do small local things, so those things being closed, like the bar or the nightclub or something, as opposed to like if the bakery is closed, like that's your livelihood, like those little
Hmm.
shops and things. But she says that, they still get to walk, but they're walking to go to the supermarket.
Right.
So we just have to do with our time differently,
Hmm.
essentially. And so we have these things, technology, to connect you with others if you really want to
No, absolutely.
socialize
And
with
it's like,
someone.
it's a good and a bad thing, but at least it's an option. You know what I mean? And like, people like, for example, my dad is like taking this shit
Mhm.
way too far. Like he is all in the zone of the news watching, you know what I
Gotta
mean?
turn that off.
Sending stats and
Gotta back
telling me
away.
shit. And I tell him, I'm like, Papa, you need a break, like a
Yeah.
break. He's like, no, but it's good to be informed. I'm like, no, it's unhealthy to be obsessed.
Mhm.
That's what you're not missing from this situation.
Mhm.
Like you have found a way in this 45-minute conversation to bring the subject right back to this every single time we talk about something else. So it's like you're obsessing. And I feel bad because his age demographic is probably super paranoid because my dad's an older man. So
Yeah.
it's like they're probably nervous.
My parents, they've always go on their nightly walks after work. They got kicked out the park, and that's when they were done. My mom called me and said, "Ma'am, we have got kicked. The police kicked us out the park." She's like, "It's a wrap." She's like, "I'm done." She's like, "It's real." And
Hmm.
that's what she was like, "No, no, no." She's upset she's buying Clorox for $5 when it's usually like
Yeah.
2. She's like, all these things, and that's where that's when it clicked on her, calling me every day, put gloves and mask on.
Hmm.
That I'm making sure I'm lysoling, making sure I'm cutting half an onion and putting it in a room so it collects the germs, people. This is what we're going through every single. I have drank fresh orange juice squeezed by my hands, turmeric and ginger squeezed myself.
I
Okay?
get it. I've been popping vitamin D's like them shits of Skittles. Like I've been
Right.
doing a bunch of shit because I ain't getting no sunlight. So
None. I got zinc. I bought the last bottle of zinc that I could find when after I went to 2 Walgreens. Like, and that's where I was like, okay, I got to take a step back because I still do. My immune system is good. We're blessed for what we have already.
right.
And if we go way outside of our norm routine, oh, you don't know what might happen. That's why I had to
Right.
take a back, take it slow, and just drink my stuff.
Uh,
Um, Go ahead.
no, no, no. I was actually gonna say, but you can't blame people for worrying.
No,
I get it.
no,
And
no,
I
absolutely.
understand. But you just remember to kind of step away a bit
Yes,
and just like give it a rest.
breathers.
Yeah.
Absolutely. How are some ways you are coping? Like, w- what are you implementing to cheer you up? I know that for me, um, I've been reading a little bit more. This room is a hot mess, but I'm gonna start reorganizing. That'll make me feel nice. Um, I've been FaceTiming a lot, a lot, a lot throughout the day, all day with my cousins, my sister, um, friends, because everyone's working from home, so they think that you can actually have a conversation now. But those kind of things. And recently, DJ D Nice on Instagram has this amazing DJing live. It's called Club Quarantine. If you ain't been in there, you missing out.
That's what's up. What's his handle?
D Nice.
Okay.
D Nice. Janet Jackson's in there having conversations with people. Drake in there. I mean, you name the celebrity, they're in there having conversations with each other, and you're just watching. And the enjoyment, well, you're trying to have a conversation too, but they're ignoring you because they know each other.
Right.
But
But
it's a fun
it's
thing.
something to do. You know what
It's
I
something to
mean?
do, and the
Right.
music is fantastic. That's what matters. The music,
I
you
like
plug it
that.
into your speakers, and you are
Mhm.
blasting it because it's old school jams.
Mhm.
You feel good. That's how I've been coping. How have you been coping with it?
Well, I have been doing a lot of like spring cleaning slash might be moving once
Okay,
things get back to normal.
that's an
So
added pressure, though.
it is an added pressure because it's very difficult right now to view apartments
Yes.
because
Ooh.
there's a lot of rules. You know what I'm saying? So I actually went today to look at an apartment. And let me share. So I get there, and my boyfriend's waiting downstairs because we don't know where exactly we can park. So he's like, first find out if they let us see the apartment before I look for parking. I'm like, all right. So I'll go upstairs. I'm talking to the guy, and as I walk, it's a really nice building, and they have like glass office space, so
Mhm.
like you can see everything as you're walking. So I'm walking, I'm approaching, and I go to open the door, and the guy's like going like this to me, and I'm just like,
Oh,
oh, I'm
no.
sorry. um I didn't realize that, this was the he's like, yes, we're allowing people to come, but we are not interacting with you guys. He was talking to me through the glass, by the way.
So like a bank
um
teller at an apartment.
Yes. And he's like, but I'm going to give you a folder. I'm going to tell you the unit numbers. I'm going to give you a fob. You're going to go upstairs. You're going to look at them yourself. You're going to come back and you're going to tell me what you think. Blah, 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 blah. He's like, I'm going to give you some gloves. Like, it was like we was at a hospital. You know what I'm saying? So I laughed. I wasn't even difficult. And he was just like, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be this way. I'm like, it's all good. The fact that I can do this with my free time right now, why not?
But that's appreciated too, those
Right.
extra measures, because then you're like, you're just as cautiously as aware and protective as I am.
Right. And it ended up being a nice Sunday because right now anything outside of the house is a nice day out. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
like, okay, nice. It was entertaining and it was stimulating and it gave me that. But it is kind of crazy to like now have to worry about this stress of moving and doing all of this, and what if things all of a sudden get shut down for real? You know what I mean? Like I don't like to be uncertain in this subject matter. You feel me? So it's like
Yeah.
it's a little stressful. So I've been cleaning a lot, and I think that that's been therapeutic. Throwing
Mhm.
away shit, noticing things that you don't need, you know what I mean? That's been really good. And I've been doing yoga in the mornings.
I
So
just bought my yoga mat for the house.
nice, perfect. I'm gonna send you the lady I do on Amazon. It's
Yes,
really good. She
please.
has a 30-day thing, and it allows you to kind of start slow and like build up. It's really good. So
Nice.
anyway, so I've been doing it on for 30 minutes in the morning. And even though yes, it's a nice workout, it's more so for mental clarity that I'm doing it,
Mhm.
because I feel like it's important to kind of just like vibe out and meditate and kind of zen a bit right now, because like every time you're speaking to someone, it's usually something a little stressful, so it's like
Yeah.
it's nice to like not have to deal with that.
No, of course. I've also got my yoga mat because I've been going to the gym, and the first week back home, completely ate what diet, threw it out the window. You see yourself eating more and more, just like bits and pieces of things you shouldn't. Kind of messed up my whole
you
process, but I
you
got to get
guys
right back
still
up.
have gym access?
No, no, no. I'm saying
Oh,
the
I'm about to
gym is
say,
closed.
wow, that's
You're about to get real
amazing.
mad.
Yeah, because that shit is like a good time killer, but go ahead.
No, of course. No, so I bought my yoga mat and because I was doing some stretches before and I was like, I need a new one. Um, so I'm excited to get back make a routine now, more of a home routine before getting back into the chair to work. Because I found
Oh
myself
yeah.
working 6 hours straight, 8 hours straight without actual breaks
Yo,
in
working from
between.
home is not the best thing. I'm gonna be honest with you. That shit right there, sometimes I'll be like, yo, this shit is boring, son. Like, it's like you just be wanting to like talk to somebody. It's like not even like, and then if you Zoom, it's like, oh, this is mad work. Now I gotta act like I'm mad interested. Like sometimes you just need like a quick 3 minute and then
Right. But that's why I've always liked the option of working from home.
hmm
Right? Like give me like I'll work 4 days in the office and one at home.
right.
That makes you feel. But when you're stuck for a week and you're sitting by in case someone IMs you, so you can be like, yeah, I'm on, but I'm not really on. I'm watching The View at the same time. Like that's stressful, guys. That's very stressful. Um,
Yeah.
what
I mean,
do
it's cool. It's cool to work from home. Thank you,
no, I'm
companies.
blessed.
Thank you.
Thank you, all the companies.
Thank you, all the companies.
And
We
those, I
appreciate it.
mean, shout outs to the health workers. Those who can't don't have those cannot or do not have the option to work from home.
And apparently
There,
bankers.
my cousin is a banker.
Right. I'm like, wow, how
But the first
okay.
week, everyone was refinancing their home. By the second,
Right.
third week, no one has walked in. And if you're not a bank teller, you're still there. So you're still meeting with people, you know what I mean, face to face.
Right.
People are still coming in. So there's a lot of industries that it's just not possible to work from home.
Right.
Thank you to them. Truck drivers who are getting this food out to us.
The cashier at the supermarket.
Right.
God bless you, honey.
Right. I had to ask them how was their day. They're like teenage kids. They don't have
Really?
some of the, cashiers sometimes are like,
No, yeah, it could be like college students, or it could be
right,
very, very old people too. It's like
right.
very, it's a very it's a the variety is very, yeah,
But then you imagine that, like, if they're a school student, they have to balance it out these 10 extra hours they have to do at the grocery store because it
right.
got wild. People who are mean
Hmm.
at that grocery store, right? And then go home and do some schoolwork at the same time.
You know
Like,
what? Thank
it's just
you
a
for
lot.
shouting, to bringing that up. People being mean. I saw this lady being super mean to like the lady at the deli that was just super overworked. There was like mad people waiting, and then she finally gets her turn, and she's a total bitch to her. And I'm just like,
I would have probably exploded.
unnecessary, unnecessary. This woman is working her ass off, and we're all off, and she's working, and we're gonna be a bitch to her. Like it was just like so nasty. I hated it.
And it shows you to perspective sometimes of just, like I said before, your spidey senses are like up 10 times more.
Right.
You're noticing, you're seeing, and then you would hope people would just be better. Shout out to those
Yeah,
grocery
be
stores that open
kinder.
earlier now,
Right.
seniors, because everybody was being extra dumb,
Mhm.
taking everything. And no, I still haven't found toilet paper anywhere. Apparently, you have to be there at like 7 a.m., 8 a.m. when somewhere opens.
I guess. I mean, I bought toilet paper. I don't,
Really? We
before
had
all of
no,
this
we had
even got crazy.
no, we have a big pack, but we're down to the last two, and the big
I
pack
know
almost
a lot of people are home all day now, so the toilet paper is going quicker.
right.
Yeah,
It's just
of course.
insanity. Um, what are your thoughts of what's gonna happen forward? What do you think is gonna happen next or down the line?
Well, I've been watching, much like everyone else, I've been watching a lot of stuff that is doing a lot of deep diving on this coronavirus, right?
Oh, how deep in the black hole of YouTube did you end up? Please
Well, I
share.
kind of ended up where this is something that is all being created to create one world currency, and this was all like a
That's a
plan.
new one.
Yeah, and that like the top 1%, aka Illuminati, whatever you want to call them, they are the ones that are orchestrating this specific movement, so that the end goal is to have a Hunger Games society,
Okay.
and I quote, and um, a control on how we function as a world by creating one same currency, and that's going to remove everyone's from their freedoms. So that's where we are so far.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is way deeper than Joe Rogan will ever take it.
So this is, I'm not saying I believe or don't believe. What I'm saying
But
is that
that's
this
what
is
you've
where, that's what
yeah.
I've, gotten from the most recent deep dive. So with that being said, I say to myself at times, can human beings be capable of being this heartless and just knocking people off the map just for an agenda? Maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm,
That makes me question that. So that makes me
mhm.
think to myself,
It's good you're
what's
having that
coming?
question though, because there's
Yeah.
some who just be like, "That's it," and then when you're questioning it in the sense of like, do we really have that in us? Like where
Hmm.
you're cutting it deeper, or you're trying to diagnose it in the sense of like within own emotions. Like, can that actually be applied? Do we actually have that strength? That's good thinking in that part.
Right. And actually, I always, I kind not, thank you for pointing that. I kind of use my, whenever I'm really trying to give something an honest thought, I put myself in the position of the other party. That's when I genuinely want to give something an honest thought.
Hmm.
That doesn't mean that happens with every interaction, but you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
No, of course, of
yeah,
course.
right. So I feel like that's what I kind of got myself to. So with that being said, I look at it like this. I look at it like, I'd rather go on the side of caution right now, which is to just keep myself healthy.
Hmm.
Whatever is the reason why this is taking place, whether it is just natural, whether it is something that was man-made, whether it is something that's part of a bigger plan, whatever those three reasons may or may not be, I don't want to be a victim of it. So
Correct.
it's like I feel like I just want to just protect myself and just keep healthy, because it's been proven in history that a lot of this shit has happened before, and like only the strong survive, and like they're getting rid of people that are not high functioning. And I know that that sounds evil, but I've always felt like it's going to come down to the point that they're going to keep filtering people out that ain't profitable. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know.
But
So,
that's a great thought process of keeping yourself healthy, because that should have been always, and like it's almost in line with people saying this is the earth telling you that we weren't taking care of the earth. We weren't being kind, we weren't being nice, we weren't taking care of our earth or the planet, where we live in our spaces. That also includes taking care of yourself and our bodies and our health. So that this does kind of open your eyes of taking care of yourself, your family, putting all yourselves in healthy places, because you're right, whatever this is, being healthy is and productive in a way is the only way you'll make it out. Is the only way we can get through it, right? Following the simplest rules from whoever they come from, but it makes sense. Don't go outside or don't social with people because you don't know what you may uh, receive from them or contrive from them.
mhm,
So it makes full sense, and it doesn't have to get conspiracy. It doesn't have to get deep. It just has to be. It's just instinct and naturally knowing how to protect yourself and how to take care of yourself, no matter
absolutely.
which way this goes.
And especially coming from a place like me, like, knowing that things can stop working on your body, and knowing that firsthand, and
Mhm.
having a really tough road, you know what I'm saying, that I had to
Mhm.
overcome physically to get to where I am today,
Mhm.
when it's going to be literally what, I think a year, like in a couple of days since this whole thing even happened to me. So it hasn't even been a year. You see what I mean?
Mhm.
So to me, this is still very fresh for me. And when that taught me is that you got to protect your body, because you never know when some shit's gonna catch you by surprise and all of a sudden
Yeah.
you sick as fuck. So it's like, you don't want this to be it. And it's like, I'm not even trying to say that, you know, because people in our age bracket are not dying from this, that we should go out and start making out with strangers. You know what I'm saying? It's just that, don't risk it.
Yeah. Right now is not the time to risk it.
Don't
I
risk it.
I do feel part of me was thinking today, this might be a seasonal thing. This might be a thing that we go through every
Hmm.
year now. This might be our new norm. And regardless, there's going to be a new norm from here
Hmm.
on out. There's
Right.
something's going to shift. It's like opening the bunker and we come outside and it's going to be a whole new world.
It is. And I
And
think that
it's just picking
that
up
was,
new
I
things.
think that in the conspiracy theory of life conversation, I think that is the intention. I
Like the
think that they
9/11 theory, because someone posted like 9/11, our entire lives changed.
right.
And what we do on a daily basis, going through the airport, traveling, interacting, whatever. There's shifts that happen there.
They want to
Something
do that
crisis,
with this
something happened now.
experience.
Yeah,
They want to
something,
do that with this experience.
there will be a new
Regardless
norm.
of how this started, the government wants us to be different after this experience. I
I,
think that we are all confident in knowing that there's a change that's coming,
I,
because they're going so fucking hard right now that it's like, okay, this is.
I don't know if it's government, whatever it is, there's going to be a new norm, a new change, a new whatever, whether it's
Mhm.
how you purchase food from here on out,
Right.
in a crisis. If there's a hurricane, you can only purchase this X amount of food per person, like in those crisis moments. I think something of those sorts.
Yeah,
There's
but they're
something
like
going to be
trying
applied.
to like blow out our economy like in weeks. Like it's like the most incredibly unbelievable fucking reaction, because it's like, you look at it like this, like, okay, if this was really affecting just people who are meet this criteria, why are we not just focusing on the people who meet these criteria? And why does that, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it's like, why was not that the first approach? Like, why is the first approach to kind of just wait and see what state gets hit? And then once they get hit, start shutting them down. It's like, okay,
That
why
would
are,
that is I will say that a part of the process of all this, how this happened, of how America, in a sense, started like protecting its people, was a really, I felt backwards or delayed or pushed back or not as, it was just a weird process, because I think because I knew about it and I knew already family members, in a sense, how they were progressing, trying to be progressive about, not progressive, what is it, proactive
mhm.
about it. I think our proaction was so delayed that it caused the urgency and the hysteria.
Okay, I can respect that opinion, and I understand where that viewpoint comes from.
You get what I'm saying?
Of
Because
course.
it was one of those, we knew it was happening, and I knew about it, like I said, on my birthday, but nothing
Right.
became reality
I mean, I knew
until
about it
last week.
before
No, no,
March.
I know before March because
Yeah.
my cousin was here in December. She was here in December.
Hmm.
January when they flew back, she's like, "We got fumigated at the airport." That's January. So
No,
that's
this
where
has
you
been
know,
going
like,
on. This has been going on since October, to my
yeah,
understanding, or November, like, worldwide. This is not, I'm not saying that niggas wasn't caught by surprise, but what I'm saying is that this wasn't that much of a surprise. You
no,
feel me? Like, we've been talking about this for quite some time. Where I started to get a little concerned was, why are we hyping up this flu more than every other flu? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is this
that was my
flu
thought too.
like the
Different than
the
the
star
others,
flu? You know what I mean?
right?
Like, there's plenty of people that have died in crazy numbers for a
Of
long
flu,
time.
yeah, for years.
Why is this flu now like the star flu? So it's like, okay, those are the type of things that make, as an educated person, make you wonder.
Yeah,
But ultimately, it's bigger than us, guys.
and we can only protect ourselves. You have to, I mean, and not to be, I don't want it to be Hunger Games where it's one man for themselves, but also just be kind and considerate throughout this too,
Yeah,
because that will turn us into the Hunger Games,
yeah.
right? Like humans will, we will, ugh, God,
God
I don't
forbid.
know. I don't even want to think about it.
We're gonna be separated by states.
We already are, but I know what you
Nah,
mean.
but like real separated by states.
By the way, I come from Florida, so I put the Florida energy. Y'all say, what does Charlemagne say? The craziest people come from the Bronx and all of Florida. So I'm going to claim Florida to the 305 954 all
Lord.
day
I was
and let them know.
every time he says that, I feel embarrassed. I'm like, you're
I,
saying everything about me right now. Like, that makes me sound like I'm a complete psychopath. I am from the Bronx and I live in Florida. So it's like I am like not supposed to
you're
be.
like the mix of two worlds.
Yeah.
I when I lived in Seattle and I used to, and I told people, be like, where are you from? I'm like, oh, Florida. And I'd be like, don't know, like, where? I'd be like, Broward County. And they associate you with like Kodak Black.
Mm,
And you'll be like, you know what? Yeah, fine. I'm from there. That's exactly, which it is, technically. We share the same zip code. But I'd be like,
interesting.
yes, yes, sure. That's what just makes me think of
Interesting.
it. Right. Be
Them
like, that's right.
Lauderdale boys.
Yeah. um, this has been quite an experience. I will say
Yeah.
that. I will say my aunt didn't get to see my cousin's birth, give birth. She couldn't. She
Hmm.
wasn't allowed in the hospital. Only one
Hmm.
person was allowed. So like those kind of things, you get attached.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna be attached to the memory of this.
Yeah, I had a coworker. First of all, this is incredible. I have a coworker that told me that there was a wedding that was supposed to take place in Ecuador, I believe, and they had to cancel the wedding because of this
Oh,
whole thing. And they had 1,200 guests. I was like, "Is she a royal?"
that's a wedding, wedding. That's
I'm
a
like,
different kind of wedding.
who knows that much people?
Wow. No, who has money? Listen, stop.
That's a whole nother
That's a
episode.
lot of plates. That's a lot
That's
of
a whole
dollar per
nother.
plate. Let me tell you.
I'm like, how much money does it cost to have a wedding in you know what I'm saying, in your country? Because
Is
it's
it
like,
like a dollar a plate?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, is it a bargain? Because like
Right.
that is crazy.
To
Yeah.
fly out that let me stop. Hotel? No, 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 no.
Point is, people are missing their weddings and important
Weddings,
moments.
baby showers were
Baby showers, right?
canceled.
Right.
I saw someone postpone their wedding. They had a smaller one.
Mhm.
Um, there were, it's unfortunate. And then you have to attach the memory of this, whatever this is, to
Right.
that, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's all right.
Like it's
There's
not
people born on 9/11.
right. True. One of my grandmothers died in 9/11, but 9/11 2002. But still, like you have
Right.
that attachment, like time and date and where were you when it happened, that a lot was gonna happen. So
Right, right, right.
I mean, I just hope everyone takes care of themselves.
For sure. Now, any shows that you want to recommend to our fellow listeners? Because we like to keep people, up to date on different things to do while you're home now.
Right. So I like to watch things that cheer me up.
Hmm.
And a lot of that is trash TV, people. Take it as you want. I have been I watch a lot of YouTube, just random content creators. I do, which is a lot of conversations, a lot of Breakfast Club conversations playing in the background. Um, Hot 97 if they have any conversations and stuff.
Hot 97's been on point recently.
Yes, recently, especially on the
Hmm.
podcast option, where you listen to the whole
Yeah.
show, very, very good.
Yeah.
I listen to both every day. Um, so that's my usual routine. All American season 2 is out, so I've started watching that. I'm trying to catch up on all my little reality shows. I still need to catch up on Love and Hip Hop, Miami and New York.
Mm.
I need to catch up on Vanderpump Rules. I need to. So I've been watching that. Things that are like mindless that keep me away from everything that's happening.
Right.
Um, I think that's my best avenue.
Okay.
Even so, for
I like it.
that's what's working for me. Hulu. I started
Mm.
Little Fires Everywhere.
Ooh, I want to see it.
Pretty good. I'm a little everyone for their own. I'm a little like moving slow, and I'm gonna watch the Madam C.J. Walker
Mm.
that just came out on Netflix. Oh, and I caught up on the entire season of Grownish.
Oh, me too. I love that show.
Right?
I love it. It's so good. That's a feel good show.
That is a
That's a
great
feel good
show.
show. And it's like a feel good show, especially for those of us who've been to college. Like, you're
Yes.
like my homies. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Yes.
cute.
It's
It's really
very
cute.
cute. Really, I mean, not super realistic to college because they be doing extra,
I mean, they
but
do
it's
too much
good.
and they have like all this money. You're like, yo,
Right.
everybody's so broke in college. Like, this is
Right. They have
crazy.
a lot.
Yeah.
Right. That's where like those little, they're like, why are all these kids super rich and have all this money to dress up every single day?
And all these fits. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I had like PJs on a lot of times in school. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah.
But they put in that realistic point too, where like they say, hey, I have all these student loans afterwards. So like, very interesting. Great show
It's
to
a
watch.
very good show. Very good show. I like it.
Um, and I was watching a couple documentaries. I can't think of the top of my head. So I've been doing a lot of documentaries, options, those kind of things. What have you been on?
Um, Shows. Okay, Netflix. I'm not sure how new or old this show is. I recently saw quick watch the show Special.
Okay, haven't seen
Very
that one.
cute. It's 100% a feel good type of show.
Mhm,
I what I like the most about it, the main character, he has cerebral palsy, CP.
mhm.
That is like a brain disease that makes
Wait, is this
you
not atypical? No, no. Okay,
no. This is like
special.
he has mobility function issues.
Okay.
That's his disability. But it's not like sad. What it is it just shows you that he's like a regular guy and like he wants to date and like he's going to work now and he's also gay. So it's like hard for him to like get to know guys. So it's like a really cute show and it's a cute watch. And it also kind of shows how when a mom has a child that has a disability, how they make their whole life about the child, and
Mhm.
it kind of taps into that, like she kind of gets her groove back. So it's like it's a really cute show. So I mean, if you want to watch something that has nothing to do with what's going on in the world right now, I think Special is a really cute, it's a heartwarming watch.
Nice. That reminds me of atypical.
I've never seen it, but I've heard it's very good.
That's very good. That reminds me of that.
Yeah, so that's cute. I like for those of you who have been following us for quite some time, I love Spanish network shows. I love
Okay.
them.
Yes.
From Spain, they're like the best. I feel like they're so well written. I think they're so good. Obviously, I was talking about Casa de Papel when it came out. I
Mhm.
love
You and my
Locked
parents.
Up. I love those shows. Yeah, I had a moment with your parents. I was like, yo, Casa de Papel is everything. So it's like Locked Up is also very, very good.
Mhm.
So Cable Girls, it's good. So it's like I like their shows.
Cable Girls
And
is Spanish.
yeah, it's from Spain.
Oh.
Yeah, they
Okay.
just put it in English for us, but
Oh, I didn't know.
mhm. So I watched that, and I watched this one that's called Elite. Their season just came out right now. It's about
Okay.
a bunch of high school students, and it's a bunch of like murder in high school. I don't know, I'm corny. So I think
No,
that
I
it's
love it. That sounds like, and you know me already. Like I said, grownish. We're grown ass adults
yeah,
watching a college show,
exactly.
so I get
Right.
it.
It's good. I like it. I think that's a good watch. And movies, I'm watching Salt today. I paused it to record the
Oh
podcast,
wow,
but oldie but goodie. Oldie but
I've
goodie.
never seen it.
You should watch it. Angelina Jolie kind of is a badass in the movie.
Awesome,
It's cute.
love that.
And you know what? It has that feeling that movies used to have that they don't have no more.
What like that action, like edge of your seat?
Like you feel the tension and
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like movies don't have that shit no more. So like now,
yeah.
like you when you watch it, you'll be like, okay, All right, this is when movies used to be popping. You know what I mean? Like that.
I was watching Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. That's what I was watching recently.
Wow, very
I got
throwback.
someone's Disney Plus login, and I said, "This is it right here," because it just feels so reminiscent, and it feels. The great thing about those things is that you catch things you never
Right.
catch as a kid, and as
The
an
adult
adult, you're
jokes.
like,
Yeah.
"Why
Yeah.
is this? What is happening?" And Disney does that. Disney has been doing
Disney
that
does
all
that a
our
lot.
lives.
Hmm.
And y'all need to not be so damn PC and have Disney remove that shit
Nah,
and be like,
Disney's always done that. That's what Disney's known for. Like their little subliminal jokes
right, your
that the
kid ain't
adults.
getting it. You didn't get it back then. Your kid ain't gonna get it.
Right.
Let
And it
it
makes
be.
it tolerable for the adults. Like give us a
Right.
little something. Yeah.
It's
Hmm.
freaking funny. Let it go.
Hmm.
Anyways, I was doing that. I mean, this has been a relieving episode. Anything else you have to say? Like, just get your thoughts out there about all of this. I mean, to me, having this conversation feels good.
Yeah.
I've been watching D Nice, like I said, on Instagram Live, and
Hmm.
I was ecstatic the rest of the night. I
Hey.
I went to sleep feeling like I watched it for 5 hours, but to the sense of or not watch. It was playing in the
Right. Damn, he has a lot of music. Okay.
oh no insane, and he's a major. He DJs all of Diddy's birthday parties, all the celebrity
Oh, okay.
parties, Jay Z's, and then he has a whole history industry background, which is why
Hmm.
all the industry people are in there. But anyways, um, that relieved you and made you step away from all the other stuff that's happening
Yeah,
because the
for
music was
sure.
blasting and it feels good.
Right.
So um, that has really taken me away from everything and given me a different norm than this norm that we have. Um, and just taking walks outside, guys. You can soak up the sun outside. It's okay. It's not airborne. Pray to God. It's not airborne.
No, don't let the news say it is because that should sound airborne as fuck by the
Right.
way they're making it seem.
Right. And not every sneeze or cough is it. It's okay. Calm down. I've had to tell a lot of people today to bring, or one person to just breathe and bring it down because it started to get to them.
Right.
So, what about you? Just what last thoughts, final feels?
I think that maybe something I'm gonna try to do, and maybe we could all do it together. Maybe we can like do stuff together. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
say, hey, everybody, let's try to learn how to bake bread. You know, and like we all try to do this together, or let's all try to learn how to, build a puzzle. You know what I mean? Like just things that we can all just and then share with one another. Just little little incentives for everyone to kind of check in. I think it's a really good suggestion right now
Hmm.
because I think that this is only week one and I think it's going to get a little tougher as time goes on. So we need to start creating kind of alliances and kind of information changing things and not make it so serious all the time and kind of do I like projects. So it's like if you assign a project for me, I'm like, okay, let me figure this out. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's why a puzzle is great. Like I'd be like, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Right. So it's just little things that can kind of, help your brain. I like puzzles a lot. And that's why I say it. I do it with the kids all the time. Like we buy puzzles and we put it together. I think it's really good for your brain. Anyway, so I think that'd be nice. So I'm sending out an olive branch to anyone who listens. If you guys want to participate in something that you want us to mention or be a part of, just hit us up on our Instagram at Fresh Mondays Podcast. We'll love to hear your ideas. And of course, we also want to hear what topics you guys want to talk about during the pandemic and during the quarantine, the lockdown. You know what I mean? What are some subjects
Can
we
we
want to
use
talk about?
other words?
But those are the words. You know what who I would love to talk to? Someone who is still using dating apps during the quarantine. I would love to hear this. Oh, people are using it. People are fucking bored and they want to talk to people. And this is it. And people are definitely shooting their shots and having sex. Trust
Right.
me. So
Ugh.
I would love to hear the stories right now of the quarantine app dating. So it'd be freaking fantastic. I would love people to share.
Well, email us, people. Give them all the ways to contact us again, Diana.
Oh, they can hit us up at freshmondayspodcast@gmail.com. And you can send us that email and share that story, or you can hit us up on our Instagram at Fresh Mondays Podcast on IG. And make sure to follow us on Twitter. Still subscribe. I understand that we all kind of been taken back a little bit, but we're going to come back and we're going to provide entertainment. We need to talk. We need
Yeah,
to let it out.
we need to let it out. We'll maybe start having people join us. Yeah, let's have people call in, join us in, tell us how
Oh,
you feeling out
I love
there.
that.
Um,
Yay.
this has been another episode. Thank you guys for joining us and being patient with us. And we look forward to talking to you guys again. Take care, be safe, and drink your vitamin C.
Stay home.